All right, so it's time for nutrition, and this one is quite an interesting one. We have Professor Oluwatosin Adu. Now, he's a professor of nutritional biochemistry with over 20 years as a researcher. And today, our topic that we are talking about is the nutritional needs for different stages of life, with a special focus on infancy and school age. It is great to have you, Prof. You're welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
Wow. Okay. Infancy and school age, that's where it all starts. Right. You know, and if people talk about how when the foundation is is okay, then you can build well. So it is quite important. But at that age, the people in question, they don't have there's little they can do. So it's up to the parents or the guardians or the overseers to ensure that the nutritional needs are well met.
Of course.
What are the nutritional needs for those at that particular age?
Very good. Thank you. Now, it's important to know first that good nutrition at this stage is very important for life. As a matter of fact, before the infancy stage, it starts from pregnancy. But we'll be talking about that later.
Later, okay.
There's what we call the 1,000 days, concept. Within the first 1,000 days of a child's life. And that 1,000 days starts from conception.
Conception.
Okay,
so 9 months have gone.
9 months,
that's almost 270
days.
70 days, okay.
Then you now have the first 2 years of life.
Okay.
From birth to year 2.
That's about 730.
So if you add that together, that gives you 1,000. And that period is very important for physical development and mental development. The development of the brain is very, very important at that time. And once you miss out on that, then it might affect the child later on in life.
I've always thought about this. When we see kids who have some challenges, and there's some that, the parents didn't have anything to do with it, but there's some that could have been as a fault of how the parents, treated or nutrition at that point in time.
Yes.
But okay, now let's get to the needs, sir. What needs can we give to people at that age, at infancy stage?
Of course. Right from birth to the first 6 months, the child must double its weight. The weight of the child must double. By the time the child is 12 months old, he must have tripled his birth weight. So there is a lot of growth going on at that time.
At that time.
Development. So there is need for energy, right? Energy is needed for that growth, for that biological process to go on. There's need for, of course, the strengthening of the bone, calcium, iron, all of these are provided by the breast milk. The first 6 months.
The first 6 months, exclusive breastfeeding.
Breastfeeding.
In a scenario where maybe the mother doesn't lactate as much as expected, what can one do in such a scenario?
Okay, well, really we've come to find out that it's about learning. Knowing how to do it properly is actually the issue. It's not that the woman is not lactating properly. It is about helping latching the child onto the breast properly. Helps the woman to breastfeed. Breastfeeding is a sympathetic, process. The more the baby sucks, the more breast milk is produced. So once the child learns, is helped to suck more, then more breast milk is actually produced. That is what
now,
happens.
yes, after that 6 months,
yes.
weaning. Let's get to that stage.
Yes.
It's quite challenging for a number of mothers and parents.
Yes.
I've seen that also.
Yes.
Weaning. How well should or how do you go through that process and go through it well?
Thank you. Now as a matter of fact, we don't call it weaning per se anymore.
Okay.
Because it is expected that after the 6 months of exclusive breastfeeding, breastfeeding should actually continue to the next, 2 years.
2 years?
Yes, up to 2 years. Now, the 6 months to 12 months, the breast milk is still the major food of the child. Now you begin to add complementary food. You are complementing the breast milk by now introducing the solids. Now, because the breast milk is not enough to take care of the energy need and the growth needs of that child, there is a reduction. Of course, the store of iron has dropped. Vitamin D store has dropped. So vitamin A store has dropped because all these are not in the breast milk. So the store, drop. So they have to be replaced.
And
that
the
is
kid
where
needs this.
the child needs it very, very much. So that's where we now start introducing complementary foods. And now, of course, that is, like I said, that is where the challenge comes, because the baby is used to just sucking, and getting the liquid, the consistency, that smooth liquid consistency. The child is used to it. Now you want to start introducing solids, semi-solids. Now the child may not take it very, very easily. But here now, that's why I said it is complementary feeding. The breast milk is still the major, right? But you are introducing the solids. The child's stomach is still very small, so it cannot take more than maybe 2 spoons at that time. But most times we want to, force. But we must be deliberate about it. That every spoon that child is taking at that time is rich in nutrients. Rich. So what do we do at this stage? Of course, you have mashed, you have cereals,
yes.
Your ogi. But of course, with maybe soybeans, with some, meat, of course, mashed and all that.
Fish.
Fish, mashed.
Okay.
Can be introduced at that
stage. There's a friend's son who is just 1 year, and I gotta give the guy pepper chicken.
No.
I am like, look, I saw her post this video. I was shocked, like, okay, can he be taking pepper? This guy, and the way the guy was going, after it, is that too early?
No, well, by the time the child is like a year older, then you can become, but we try to reduce the spice. Children at that age should not be given too much spiced food or spicy food. It's really not, because their system cannot handle it at that time.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. There's so much I want to ask, but just because of time and all of that. But what is the best way for parents who are confused, who really don't know how to go about all of this? Is there any way they can, a resource where they can get resources to know how to navigate this very crucial stage of the kid's life?
Thank you. Now, during antenatal clinic, dietitians and nutritionists in the health facilities provide a lot of these resources, information. But most times, it's a lot of women or expectant mothers don't take it serious.
They don't.
Yeah, but also, after postnatal, as you go back to the hospital, these nutritionists and dietitians are there. You can always go back to them anytime to get information. They will give you the right information that you need.
All right. Okay, thank you so much, Prof.
Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure so far having you, and we're looking forward to having you, of course, all through the month.
Thank you very much.
Right. Okay, that's it. I hope you're able to pick something up. For those of you who are 1 year, you're giving them pepper chicken. Calm down. The spice, I think it's about the spice. It's not about the chicken. You can mash it, but the spice will be a problem at that age. We'll take a time out now. Stay with us. There's still more to come on the show.